mediocrity, the Philly special, and beating the Pats, sports nirvana. Super Bowl in Philadelphia, of course. That one I completely understand and I agree with. I think any time that someone upsets the Patriots in the Super Bowl, it's a win for all of America.
And then you got their quarterback there in Chicago,
Nick Foles.
The Super Bowl MVP, and Nick Foles, and that's gone swimmingly, hasn't it?
Thank you, Jordan. Merry Christmas to you.
I'm sorry, you're right. What a Scrooge play there.
Yeah, seriously. At Benjamin Bodie Jr. just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper Twitter feed and said, thank goodness it was not a robust red onesie.
Could go a lot of different ways, Bodie. This thing is very tight. Tight, like a twiga.
You're wearing it well. You're rocking it well. All right, let's go A to Z.
No, I'm not.
From A to Z.
From A to Z is brought to you by Redbox. Redbox has new movies at the box and streaming on demand. Don't miss Tenet, starring John David Washington and Robert Pattinson. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch. Okay, Juju Smith-Schuster says he's going to stop dancing on opposing teams' logos. Smith-Schuster says no more pregame dance routine for the betterment of myself and my teammates. The Steelers receiver explained that he was stopping because his teammates and coaches were now being asked questions about it.
I was dancing, when we were undefeated, I was dancing. When we lost our 3 games, I'm not going to change the person who I am. I think, it's getting to the point where, my teammates are being asked this question. My coach is being asked this question. And I saw it more as, no intention of disrespect. It's just more intention of, my fans, I'm big on social media, the positive, and, doing stuff like that, you get the positive and negative. So for the betterment of, myself and my teammates, I'm going to stop, dancing on the logos.
Okay. So this is exactly what I thought yesterday. I mean, he wasn't doing it to shove it in people's faces. It was something that he was doing for fun. It was loose. It was lighthearted. The logo thing isn't a big deal. The end zone's not a big deal. He's popular on TikTok, and so he was having a little bit of fun. And yet again, everyone's taking themselves way too seriously, and now this all has to come to a halt because other teams were using it as motivation because he's prancing on their logo like it's some iconic thing that no one can ever touch or stand on. It's a distraction at this point. Mike Tomlin's being asked about it. His teams are being asked about it, and he says he needs to stop. On top of that, they're on a 3-game losing skid. And he hasn't played great. So now the fun has to end because people can't take.
That's how it goes. When you're winning, it's a celebration. It's fun. I'm an international gangster. It always goes down like this. When you lose, it becomes a distraction. That's just what happens. And to me, Juju Smith-Schuster stepping up and handling it like this speaks to maturity and a guy who wants to be a leader that says, I'll change. I just want to do it lighthearted, like you were saying, Shay. It wasn't a big deal. But now my coaches, my players have to answer for it, and I don't want that. That is really cool to see because he could have been like, no, I'm doing this. Ain't nobody telling me not to. I can do whatever I want. I should be able to do whatever I want because in reality that could be true, but he's a team guy. He was a team guy dealing with Antonio Brown. He's a team guy now. Like, this is a cool thing to see. I respect him for handling it this way, and hopefully the Steelers can get back to winning. Unfortunately, they won't. They won't win another game this season. Party's over. Juju's still a star. He can get back to doing the TikToks in the postseason. Go find logos somewhere else at high school stadiums where he's working out at because they ain't going to be playing any meaningful postseason football.
Okay, that took a turn for the negative words.
But I do want to give a great deal of respect to Juju for how he handled it. That was impressive.
You couldn't have. There's no better way to handle that. There's no better way to answer it. There's nothing more that you could ask him to say. He was professional about it. This is exactly what you would want him to say. I'm sure Mike Tomlin was pleased with this. I just think it's a little unfortunate. Yeah, I would have had no patience for like, well, I'm going to do what I want. And, this.
But you knew Juju wasn't going to handle it like that. He's
I appreciated that. I appreciate that. All right, how about DeAndre Hopkins? He's defending his practice habits in a rant. Out of 41 practices thus far this season, DeAndre Hopkins has missed 18 of them, with 13 of them coming on Wednesdays, 10 of which were for veteran days off, according to the Cardinals injury reports. He has missed 5 practices with an ankle injury, 1 practice in Week 12 with an illness, and another practice in Week 13 with neck and back issues. The lack of practice time hasn't mattered to the NFL's leading receiver, who has over 1,300 yards. 13 yards, over 1,300 yards, and he was named to his 5th Pro Bowl on Monday. Here is DeAndre Hopkins on those practice habits.
I heard a lot of a lot of negativity about me not practicing when I first came to Arizona. You know, for those people who don't understand football and who just watch, there's a reason that I play football and they watch. Please tell your friends and all you guys on the local stations, you know, if you got anything negative to say about DeAndre Hopkins, I charge to come on shows, but I give a discount to come on the show for those people.
Oh, come on. I give a discount. Okay, I'll let you go. But this makes me feel a certain kind of way.
Let me just say this. He's the best thing, DeAndre Hopkins is the best thing that's happened to the Cardinals team.
Sure.
Ahead of Kyler Murray. Like, he's the best thing that's happened to the team. He's delivering. He's the best receiver statistically in the league. This does shed a little bit more light on Bill O'Brien's decision to say, I don't want this guy here in Houston, but he's still an idiot for having done that. You don't move a guy like that because of how good he is and the difference maker he is. There's probably a lot of people that feel like Bill O'Brien that don't like DeAndre Hopkins because of how he handles stuff like this, and all of a sudden it's coming to light he doesn't like to practice. But Bill O'Brien lost his job because he took too big of an issue with this. I get it. I was an athlete. There's probably guys on the team, given that this is all coming to light, that probably aren't the biggest fan of DeAndre Hopkins. But you know what they don't want? For him to be wearing a different jersey.
Right.
So some things you just have to sit there and go, I don't love this. But man, that guy goes out there every Sunday and delivers, and he has been. And much like we talked about Juju Smith-Schuster and his dancing, it's all good right now, or was, because the results were coming in as wins and high-level performance. When the performance starts to dip, you go 0-3, the dancing stops. When DeAndre Hopkins starts underperforming, the questions will be valid. Until then, all you can do, Shay, is have that stank face you got going on right now and deal with it.
Rude.
Unfortunately, that's how it has to go.
Rude. Okay. There's a lot of players across the NFL that take Wednesdays off, or they rest, or they sit on the sidelines, or whatever it is. They miss a practice for this reason or another, and that's totally warranted. Like, that is normal. Normally, Wednesday is a lighter day, and I understand that. But I have never heard it really come to light in this kind of manner. So to me, this feels like kind of a bigger deal. If you watched that rant on social media or wherever you did, it's like the demeanor. He's like slumped down, like, I give a discount. Like, it's just like, dude,
he's
okay.
A receiver. He's a receiver.
He is a receiver, and he is a diva, and he is. But to me, I'm like, hey, buddy, do you mind? Like, this is your job, okay? Like, I don't care if I'm the top paid person anywhere at ESPN or anywhere. I still can't just miss days because I want to.
Oh, you're asking about professionalism? You're sitting here in a onesie right now, so chill out.
It's Christmas.
So chill out. I mean, you're wearing a onesie on ESPN.
Jordan, I would
chill out.
Don't tell me to chill out. Yours is way tighter than mine, and I'm pregnant, so don't do that.
Hey!
Okay, so that's chill out.
That's what we're doing.
You chill out. Okay, so
that's why you always want the lights out. Now I'm starting to understand things a little. It's all starting to come together here.
I'm just kidding. It's just because you're tall. Anyways, my point is that I just didn't care for the demeanor. I didn't care for the I'm better than you. I need a disc. Like,
but you like those numbers.
Comment.
But you like those numbers.
Is he a fabulous receiver? The best one in the NFL right now? Of course.
Best way to ask you this. Your Chicago Bears are in the hunt, just like the Cardinals are in the hunt for the playoffs.
Of course I would want DeAndre Hopkins on the Bears.
With all that comes.
Of course.
Would you still want him on a Chicago Bears?
Of course I would.
Would you be cheering for him?
Of course I would.
There you go.
But would I have a gripe against, hey, dude, do you mind not kind of acting like that? And if I'm covering DeAndre Hopkins the way I was covering the Bears, he'd be my least favorite player to cover. Because he would charge every time he did an interview. He'd act like he didn't want to be there. He wouldn't be in the locker rooms after practice because he didn't practice that day. Like, he'd be the worst kind of player to cover. And I just feel like, why do you want to have that rep when you're the best? Why? What for? Because when things start going south, you see the same people on the way down as you see on the way up.
Hey, talk to him.
It's true.
Talk to him. In your onesie over there.
Change your demeanor. Jordan, it's the holidays. Change your demeanor.
You called me fat about 10 seconds ago.
I did not. You sound like a woman. I did not. My boyfriend called me fat. I did not. I just said you're hating on me.
I don't know if that's a gender-specific comment to be made. That's offensive to a lot of people.
It is a line from a movie.
What movie? You're lying. I'm calling you out.
No,
what movie?
No, I'm not.
What movie?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
You know I wouldn't know. I hate that movie.
Don't quiz me on air either.
I'm sorry.
You are a robust red onesie over there.
I like my onesie. I'm going to embrace it.
It looks nice on you. It's breathable. Isn't it?
I'm big, I'm beautiful, and I'm out here, all right? Out here on Christmas. All I know is you taking shots at a lot of young brothers today, and I'm starting to get uncomfortable.
Who?
You came at James Harden. He's a
warranted.
DeAndre Hopkins is
warranted.
A diva. Your loving husband is robust. You better chill out.
Hey, I was on the Cam Newton train, though. I'm all about Cam Newton today.
All right, we're back. Because I can't be aligned with somebody who's going to take this many shots at young brothers all day long.
Wasn't.
All right?
Wasn't.
I can't do this if this is who you're going to be the whole show. I'm not going to sit here like a clown for 3 hours and do this stuff. So let's spread it out a little bit.
But
okay?
Jordan, you do look cute.
I hate when you call me cute. I hate that.
Why?
I want to be hot.
Okay, well, that's
happening.
today, my love, that's not going to fly.
Happening. I feel you. Okay, I feel you.
That's just
fair.
not going to happen. The Mavs, Clips, Celtics.